Hello everyone, BowsCrush19 here, and welcome back to Doki Literature Club. Now, this is about the 10th time I've tried recording this episode, where everything just all fun. Yes, I'm in a new location because it is way too hot up there. So yeah, I'm in the cooler downstairs, and anyway, Sayori is, well, I'd rather not think about it, but Sayori herself, because, well, I don't know why, but she had manic depression that just seemed to be kept getting worse and worse and worse. Anyway, where she normally is on the start screen, not there, and the game is corrupted. Anyway, let's get right in. What the? I've seen an annoying girl running for the distance, waving her arms in the air, totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. The girl is my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would grow tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh at night in front of the crosswalk and let it catch up to me. What the actual fuck? It's an ordinary school day like any other. What the actual hell was that? Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone. Oh my god, this is literally a world where Sayori never existed. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that, but I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. There's always the anime club, but it's not like there would be any girls in it anyway. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things and leave, I stare blankly at a wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. There really aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be way too demanding for me to want to deal with. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Crusher? Monica? Oh my goodness, I totally didn't expect to see you here. It's been a while, right? Yeah it has. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... Where did you come in here for anyway? Oh, I've just been looking for supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? I guess you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? How about that? I actually quit the debate club. Really? You quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club. Literature? That sounds kind of dull. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there are only 3 of us so far. From existence. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Well, I can see that. But it's really not boring at all, you know. Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member's a member, right? Did Monica say she? Hey, Crusher, By any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, but in that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but if you could at the very least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please? Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica? Sure, I guess I could check it out. Ah, awesome! You're really sweet, Crusher. You know that? It's nothing, really. Shall we go then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. Well, and thus, today I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. Before, it was Sayori saying one of the members made cupcakes. And this part is the one that said, and thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I timidly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. I'm back, and I brought a guest with me. I guess. Hi, Yuri. Seriously, you brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't beat me, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Crusher. All words escape me in this situation. This club, it's full of incredibly cute girls. Yes, we know. We've been through this before. So let me guess. You're Monica's boyfriend, right? Whoa! No! No, I'm not! Natsuki, the girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Well, I recognize you very clearly. And you. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. Sayori was the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparatively more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So I ran into Crusher in a classroom, and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica! Didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, make cupcakes. Sorry, I didn't forget that. But I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Crusher? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. So, I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard starting a club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention. Like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these two. Yuri returns to the table, carrying his tea set. He carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting the teapot down in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in the classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Crusher, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, huh? I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with a finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can be so deliberately taking advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. Yeah, I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. I expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really? If a story makes you think or takes you to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way we look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, I just took his eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind the last club meeting. Lucky you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud! Give that back! Fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Yeah, well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No! Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Ugh, not very confident rudder. Yet, I understand how Natsuki feels. Sure, that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities, showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have a writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all listen in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this, huh? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. The next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monica. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of vice president, after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Yeah, but there was never mind. Forget about her. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Crusher? Hold on, there's still one problem. Yeah? What's that? Now we reached the most important topic. I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said that I would join this club. Monica may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at and, I lose my train of thought. Other girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry, I thought, yeah? Those change glances before Monica turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Crusher. Thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4, and I've been trying really, really hard to find new members. And if we don't find one more before the festival, I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls... Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. my goodness. Really? Do you really mean that, Crusher? Yeah. It could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. I mean, if you really just left after all this, I would be super pissed. One second. Crusher, I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone, remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Crusher, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. How can I impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside of me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait. With that, I depart the club and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the three girls. Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in the literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. I guess it starts with writing a poem tonight. Unlocked a special poem, yes. Can you hear me? Oh, wait, oh. I got it, fine. Well, this is where I would end things off normally, but, yeah. No, I'm just gonna go in. Disoriented. No, sorry. Ah, fuck. I have to go with, like, death. No, fuck. Dark. Depression. Disaster. Defeat. Prayer. Horror. Empty. Whoa! Did you see that? Despise. Captive. Ah, shit. Uncontrollable. I don't know if you saw that, but Yuri's face on one of the options changed. Hi again, Crusher. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Crusher. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Whoa! Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan to just come here to hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Monica, That's saying Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki pops back into her seat. I'm sorry, Crusher. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Why is the music getting all funky? Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have an interest in picking up a book to read? Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now. So it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to be a part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? I just felt like Mulla's vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Okay, seriously, why is the music getting all fucky-wucky? Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her tense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Ugh. Crap. I think she knows me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. But it only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I remember this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a little bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I want to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have two copies of the same book? Oh, well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them. I see. Something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me. I let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once she starts to pick up, I have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's the story about anyway? Well, get the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a bait human experiment prison. And the people trapped there have this trait that turned into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse and they start selectively breeding them, cutting off their limbs and affixing them to... Oh, that might be a little bit of a spoiler. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean, not the thing about the limbs. It's kind of dark, isn't it? The other man sounded like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came out of nowhere. Ugh. You know if it was that sort of thing, Crusher? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that this kind of story, it's the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil. Sorry, I'm getting a little distracted. But because the world's full of horrible people, that we're all worthless anyway. What the hell? Then suddenly, I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, my whole body gets encrypted. Whoa, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. I'm saying something strange. Please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. At least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? Yeah, whoa. Yes, I mean, you don't have to, but... what are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, is it fine if I sit here? I stepped into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I'll go start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry, I was bathing in the... What the fuck? You really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that kind of makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. The way I turn a page, Yuri slides it onto the thumb half. Through it, flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel her. The warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? I turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know if I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. If you've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. You continue reading. You're no longer asking me if I'm ready to turn the page. It's that I just assume that she's finishes the page before me, so I can turn on my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking the way she second guesses things she says and all that. That's what you were talking about. Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet. I don't know why she came into my head. Why that came into my head. Yuri, are you feeling alright? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since you started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little... My breathing? Yuri put your hand on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright? Don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the bathroom. What on earth was that about? Pressure? Did something happen just now? Honestly, I have no fucking clue. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything. Sorry, can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her. No, I did nothing! Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does it sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, If you say so. Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other? Should we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I just figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. Stand up, make your mental note of where I left off in the book, and slip it back into my bag. Got some sharing from Natsuki first. I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. Probably only fair if I share mine with her first. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. I just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your tastes. Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. It's the same one from last time. Yeah. I told you they weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well... because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But this isn't the point for... but isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But you know the nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went to it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. I expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old anyone is. But if Natsuki's feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Hi, Crasher. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to break things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, don't be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your phone with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Crusher. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll learn to get past soon. Oh, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Crusher. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know, Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's so full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is totally detached from reality. I don't mean like it's a bad thing though, but sometimes I get the impression that she's totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. Like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Like earlier, I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly the door opens. Yuri! I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Ugh, already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. You still have plenty of time, so I'm more than glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should go get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. So, what do you think? Very freeform, if that's what you call it. And it's the same poem from the first round. Sorry, I'm not really that type of person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. There's a lot of poems that have putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. But out, performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany lately. That's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone's better friends with each other. Anyway, the mock our writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem at a specific point, you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. What is this? You look at your pen in the ink spot too long, you'll get a dark ink puddle. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. As Yuri reads the poem, I noticed her eyes lighten. Exceptional. Huh? What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. That's... I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. Great, so Yuri was acting weird. Now Yuri's acting weird. Well, what kind of writing experience do you have? You're used to imagery and metaphors. Hold on, give me 1 second. Alright, sorry about that. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly and then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. He traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that their specific writing habits are usually typical of new writers. Maybe I never do that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I noticed in the writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it is as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and that sounds like an expert. And she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you need to be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. And that's why everyone in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry, it's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if this is a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Yeah, it's basically the same thing. Ghost under the light. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. It's fucking phenomenal. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read scripts very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Yeah. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghost theory? Actually, the story is not ghost at all, Crusher. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. Yeah, it's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know... He was really nervous doing all this. But in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Crusher. Me too. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. It's a lyrics club after all. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monica was wrote into something in her notebook. My eyes landed on Yuri and Natsuki, gingerly exchanged sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As if they were in tandem, I watched each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrowed in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiled sadly. What's with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns to the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. Meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Yeah. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked for someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monica liked it, and Crusher did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon. Unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And Crusher liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh, shit. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Crusher appreciates my advice more than you appreciated yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Ugh. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Crusher started showing up. Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you! This is where Sayori would jump in, but since she's not here, taking out your own insecurities on others like that, you really act as little as you look, Natsuki. Me? Look who's talking, you wanna be edgy bitch! Edgy? Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend. See? That just proves my point. Just saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know? If you want to prove anything, just stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute? The only thing cute about you is how hard you try. Well, be careful, you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad, you already do, don't you? You just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with your head? Natsuki, what the actual fuck? Yeah, go on. Let Crusher hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this. Suddenly Yuri turns to me out of this. She knows I was standing there. Crusher, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. You started it. What? Yuri. What the actual fuck's going on? Hi, Monica! Hey, Crusher. Why don't we step outside for a little bit? Okay? Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once you're done yelling. Some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to feel a little more assertive sometimes. But I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway, if this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead. Suddenly Natsuki runs out of the classroom. Natsuki's crying! She quickly runs away. Oh dear. Well, looks like they're done. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yuri is rocking back and forth in her desk with her palms on her forehead. Yuri? I didn't mean it! I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. Or did. Crusher, please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. 1 second. Sorry about that. 1 second. There we go. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about it by tomorrow. Completely. Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monica. You can go first, Monica. I like to stay a little bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take the responsibility today. It kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. It's not that. It's not that. I just didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Crusher. It would just be embarrassing with you listening. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing trouble. But I really Whoa! Well now! Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to wrap it up there. Alright, so, thank you for watching. This has been, part 6, I think, of Doki Doki Literature Club, where... Okay, the game is unstable. Sayori being there has made the game really unstable. Anyway. I honestly don't know what to expect, okay? Well, make sure you like the video, subscribe, ding ding ding, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. Comment down below telling me what I should try next. Associated channels will be down in the description below. And anyway, BioScrusher 19 signing off. See ya!